Hello! Hello everybody. New game. This next transition is going to be a little bit janky. I apologize for that. The reason it's going to be janky is because we are playing Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition. Despite being enhanced, it has not been... Shut up, Ranger. It's my cat. Can you hear him? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Despite being enhanced, it has not been brought into the current year because it does this thing where if it's not the active window, it doesn't play audio. And I am a single monitor pleb at the moment, so you're going to see the main menu, you're not going to hear anything, and then suddenly you're going to have game audio. That's how this is going to work, okay? Everybody ready? Here we go. And I'm alt-tabbing in. Okay, now you guys are going to have to help me out with this because I can't balance the levels here because I can't see the levels when the window's in focus. So, am I too loud? Am I too quiet? How are we doing? I'll start doing... Levels seem okay. Okay, thanks, Night Owl. If I need to adjust anything, guys, let me know. I'm going to need your help balancing these. So, if those of you who are not familiar with this, if you played Baldur's Gate, Torment uses the same game engine. And I think it was contemporaneous with Baldur's Gate 2, as a matter of fact. I don't recall which came out first. Anyway, this was not by Black Isle, though. This was by Obsidian. It's a bit different from the other Black Isle RPGs in that it is very, very story heavy. So because it's very story heavy, we're gonna go in on wisdom here, as you can see. Oh, what's going on? What the fuck's going on? Who are you people? Okay. I have played this game many times. I happen to know that wisdom is very important. So, we are going to give the nameless one, that's his name. Oh, we got raided. Okay, hey guys, what's going on? We are going to give the nameless one prodigious wisdom. I think 17 or 18 is probably good enough for now. As you can see, wisdom helps recall memories and gives bonus experience points. Intelligence helps you regain memories, gives dialogue options, and adds to mage skills. So we're going to pump that up a little as well. That's probably good enough for now. We can increase that more later. Now, here's the real question. We've got 6 points left over. What do we spend them on? These are, of course, the standard Dungeons & Dragons 6 attributes spread. So given that this is an Obsidian game, and it's very story-heavy, we could forego the physical attributes and put some into Charisma, maybe boosting it a little bit higher. We could give it a little con. Let's do a little bit of Constitution. Just, you know... just to not die. Where's the gun attribute? There isn't one, I'm afraid. And then maybe a little bit of Charisma. Actually, let's do that. That looks good. There we go. Alright, ready? Here we go. Let's begin.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Alright, now, question of etiquette. Should I do voices? Yes or no? I wish I'd thought ahead and set up a poll, but I don't want to alt-tab because you're going to lose audio. Yes, okay. Who are you? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? I asked you first, Skull. Yeah, and I asked you second. What's your name? I don't know. I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on a bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I've tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in. Where? Where's this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. The mortuary? What, am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. You got scars aplenty, though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars? How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back... Say, it looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. What do they say? Looks like you come with directions. Let's see, it starts with... I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farod can fill you in on the rest of the chant if he's not in the dead book already. Farod? Does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. Let's see. Don't lose the journal. We'll be up the Styx again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you, read the journal, then find Farod. No wonder my back hurts. There's a damn novel written there. As for the journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one on me while I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal penned on your body. And what about Farod? Do you know him? Nobody I know, but then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's gotta know where to find Farod, once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in the room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless and won't attack unless you attack first. Okay, so now we have a moral choice. Don't want to kill the corpse, or sure, why not kill a corpse? You know, it's already dead. So I should attack one of the corpses and loot it for the key. Well, before you do that, arm yourself. Okay, yeah. Tutorial message. Corpses are slow as molasses. More tutorial message. Alright, thanks for the advice. Alright. So, let's find something to hit a corpse with. They're already dead, so it isn't really killing. Exactly. Ooh, bandages. Those sound useful. I want to see something. Never done this. Okay, never mind. No, nothing there. Don't worry about it. Never mind. Those of you who know, you know. Ugh. Someone's in the middle of dissecting that corpse. Ugh. Lovely. Ooh, a scalpel. That sounds useful. It's the same damage as the fist. Well, I'll take it. Now I could get those corpses. Maybe you could help me, Mort. I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I mean, help in attacking the corpse. I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. Alright, fine. Fine, Mort. Alright, who's got the key? I know 4 things, 3 of which cannot be spoken here. What did he mean by this? The corpse does not appear to be carrying a key. Talk to the corpse. Chief, they can't hear you, alright? They're dead. But you're dead, and you're talking to me. Yeah, but I'm special. Death couldn't kill my zest for life. These corpses here probably didn't have much personality to begin with. Alright. You carrying the key? No. No key on you. Are you carrying a key? Aha! Looks like we need to hack the corpse's hand off to get the key. Alright. Let's do it. Come on. Give me the key. Give me the key. There we go. Preparation from Keith. There it is. Alright. Let's get the fuck out of here. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary. Especially the Femmes. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. What? Why do you care about the female corpses? What, you serious? Look, Chief, these dead chits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? Eh? Eh? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Of course, the caretakers have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Who are the caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. Can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die sooner and better than later. So why do they care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die sooner and better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in a dead book than out of it? Alright, alright. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss with death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. 1, you got questions, ask me, alright? Alright. 2nd, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had that journal I was supposed to have, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief, no loss. Plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for the line? He's gonna say the line. You guys ready? Here we go. Here we go.
Updated my journal.
There it is. There it is. Alright, now we planescape. If I remember correctly, one of these corpses... Yeah, he's gonna say that a lot. You say the way she was looking at me, huh? You see the way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? You mean that blank-eyed beyond the grave stare? What, are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Should we troll Mort? Let's troll Mort. I wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. You? Yeah, right, whatever. Trust me, chits beyond the grave don't care about all that physicality and I've got a body and I'm all scarred and tough looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You? Corpses like you are as common as copper. Ugh. One side of her face caved in with a club.
I so want to lie in her coffin.
Looks like someone forgot to tell this side to stop walking the rule of 3s. These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him. You said something about the rule of threes. What did you mean by that?
Updated my journal.
There it is. Well, the rule of threes is one of those laws about the planes, about things tending to happen in threes, or everything's composed of 3 parts, so there's always 3 choices, and so on and so forth. It's a load of wash if you ask me. You look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to see plenty of coincidences. Alright. Oh no, we can't actually examine the corpse, can we? Because I want to examine the zombie. It halts and stares. Okay. Must not be that one. One of these, at least one of these, does something. You'll see. You'll know when you see it. Oh, hey, Diggs. Receiving room logbook. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there's a lot of reading in this game. All shelves are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged to the scribe on duty. Checked if one of the contracted. If so, do not prepare the shell. Yeah, Mort's wisecracks are great. The last page of the book has been cut out.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
See what he has to say. Voice actors are expensive. Voice actors are expensive, and space on disc is also precious. Remember, this game came on a CD. Okay, we can't ask Mort about anything interesting yet. Powers Above, that's one hell of a book. If I were to guess, I'd say it's the book where they scratch the name of every poor sod unfortunate enough to get dumped off here. Could my name be in there? I guess. To find out, you need to rattle your bone box that floating Dusty over there. I'm not sure it's a good idea. Well, I need answers. I'm going to speak with them. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled, has a slight trace of yellow like old parchment. Greetings. Oh, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with Dusty should be the last thing. The scribe begins coughing violently. We especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. Quick, can we get this place to laugh the bit? The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Keep in mind, Baldur's Gate had voice files, but also required 6 CDs. Yep. Yeah, compression was pretty basic back then. I'm pretty sure the voice files on Baldur's Gate were MP3s. Which, if you know anything about audio codecs, they're not... What the hell? Car alarm. Wasn't this back when they were still mostly using WAV? Actually, no, you're right. They probably were WAV files. Yeah, waves are basically raw audio, so not compressed at all. They were OGGs, really? Know you. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. For you have forgotten, have you not? Okay, who are you? As always, the question, and the wrong question as always. I am Doll. Perhaps you could answer some questions for me, Doll.
Updated my journal.
Typically, voice waves would be compressed by cutting the hertz and the bit rate. Yeah, you can hear that too. You can. That's why they sound tinny. Do you know who I am?
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me. Are they here?
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she traveled with you in the past. Am I mistaken? I know nothing about her. Dell makes no response. Where can I find her? The Northwest Memorial Hall of the floor below us. Check the beers. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Either way, any audio in games of this era had very inefficient compression, so there tend to be very limited voice work, and sound effects and music got reused as much as possible. Yep. That persisted even to once the format shifted off CD-ROMs onto DVD-ROMs, just because of, inertia, which is why if you play the Knights of the Old Republic games, all of the English, like the actual people speaking English, not English, but whatever the language is, dialogue is all voiced, but there's like 3 or 4 voice clips of alien dialogue that get reused every time somebody's not speaking Galactic Standard, and it quickly becomes obvious. Okay, you said there were others. Doubtless there are, but I know not their names, nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. How did I get here? Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, Restless One. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you.
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Your seneschal Farad was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farad? He is a collector of the dead. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so they may be interred properly. Doesn't sound like you like Farad very much. There are some I respect, Restless One. Farad is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post, a thief. All Farad brings to our walls comes stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farad takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Well, did he take anything from me? Most likely. Are you missing anything, especially anything of value? Not that Farad would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. Excuse me. I am missing a journal. A journal. If it was any value, it likely lies in Farad's hands. Okay, where is he? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farad finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dahl's tone. Do not seek out Farad, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser, and Farad a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your cycle of misery. Okay, but I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
I do not know under which gutterstone Farad lairs at the moment, but I imagine he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates, in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life and walked the path to true death. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Wounds. Yes, the wounds that decorate your body. They look as if they would have sent a lesser man along the path of the true death, yet it seems as if many of them have healed already. But those are only the surface wounds.
Updated my journal.
I speak of the wounds of the mind. You have forgotten much, have you not? Mayhap your true wounds run much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface, but that is something that only you would know for certain. True death. No, shadow of life. What's that? Yes, a shadow. You see, Restless One, this life, it is not real. Ah, it's the simulation hypothesis. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. What makes you think life is real? What makes you think this life is real? Look inside yourself. Do you not feel something lacking? This is a purgatory. There is only sorrow here, misery, torment. Oh, torment! He said the name of the game. These are not the elements that make up life. They are part of the cage that traps us in this shadow. Cage us? How? Passion carries weight. They anchor many to the shadow of life. As long as one clings to emotion, they will be continually reborn into this life, forever suffering, never knowing the purity of true death. Dude needs to touch grass. Correct. Yeah, you got it in one, Bully Snake. You got it in one. Okay, how does one escape the cycle of rebirth and achieve true death? Kill your passions. Strip yourself of the need for sensation. When you are truly cleansed, when the cycle of rebirth will end, you will achieve peace. Past these shells of ours, past the eternal boundary, lies the peace that all souls seek. The boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion, a state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was? I think not. Okay. Dustmen. We Dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us that recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Okay, so why do the Dustmen want me dead? It is said there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awaken from death as you have done suggests that you are one of these souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. That doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our faction would order you cremated if they were aware of your affliction. But you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up the shadow of life on your own, not because we force you to. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. Man needs a doobie and just to chill out. He keeps coughing. I think he's had one too many. This is your post. I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say I've been here more than once. How is it the Dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, Restless One. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Oh, he's a friend. Tell me about... Okay, now here's the thing, okay? How do you say the name of this city? Is it Sigil or is it Sigil? Leave you to debate that. Sigil is our fair city, restless one. That's all he has to say about that. Okay. Are you not well? I am close now to the true death, restless one. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Alright, everyone's saying the first one. What you don't realize is... I think it was in one of... I don't recall where it was I heard, but... Yeah. Hard G. Don't be a dick to the locals. Hard G is Sigil, isn't it? That's a hard G. I don't recall where it was I read it, but I recall... a judge or a magistrate or something deciding on a criminal's punishment and saying, well, you've made a good something to the effect of you made an eloquent defense. However, you have impugned our great city by saying its name with a soft G, so you're done. Alright, farewell, doll. Know this. I do not envy you, restless one. Pronouncing with the J is borderline sacrilegious. Yep, Samurai's got it. Even Matt Mercer was corrected about that. Really? Was he? That's funny. I get into arguments all the time about that. No, it's Sigil. No, it's Sigil. It's definitely Sigil. No, it's Sigil. Yeah, well, you tell the Mercer killers that, bud. See what they say. Know this. I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point your path will return here. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Alright. Thanks, doll. Ugh, its mouth has been sewn shut. Learn something worth getting out of bed today. There you go. That's why you come here, is to learn things, right? Yeah, so one of these zombies, if you talk to them, something happens. Google begs to differ. Well, giraffic interchange format. Yeah, exactly. You know, if I don't care that the guy who created GIF says it's pronounced GIF, because like you say, it's not a giraffic interchange format. It's a graphic interchange format. If God himself appeared at my door and said it's pronounced GIF, I would say I would refuse. I would say no. I would face Jod and walk backwards into hell. That's what I would do.
Hello, my sweet cadaverous beauty.
Shane Ivey says it's pronounced GIF, and so for now, whenever Shane Ivey talks about godlike, I correct him and say, don't you mean Jodlike?
What is this rotting vision I see before me?
Oh, it's got a note. Stuck in its mouth. Ugh. The note has mingled with the ichor in the zombie's mouth. Ugh. Alright, here's the scalpel. Cut through the stitches. Deftly sliced through the stitches, sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. Okay. Let's see what the letter says. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of a mortuary zombie. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you, I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raise it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. Most dictionaries recognize both pronunciation. Really? Both pronunciation of the name of the city at the top of the spire in the Outlands, or of the word? Because there is an English word, sigil. It's like a symbol. However, the proper noun, sigil, the city at the top of the tower in the Outlands, the city of doors, the proper noun is pronounced sigil. Anyway, beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. Let my contract number serve as the key. Contract number 1201. Okay. There's a series of strange marks on each corner. 1 mark in the upper right, 2 marks in the lower right, 3 in the lower left, and no marks on the... Okay, I remember this. Okay, so the contract number is 1201. So that's the order that we fold things in. Okay, so 1 mark in the upper right, so we start with the upper right. 2 marks on the lower right, so we go lower right. No marks on the upper left, so we do upper left. As you fold the paper inward, the upper right unfolds by itself. Okay, so then we fold it back in. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left mirrors the action until all corners touch the center, turning the note into a 4-sided pyramid. The paper disintegrates the dust. Inside is a triangle-shaped earring. Triangle earring. It's magic, but I don't know what it does. I would still face John and walk backwards into hell. I will die on that hill. Ooh, it's got books. Examine the books. A loose page. The tear is clean, as if with a knife. It's great talking to you. Farewell. All right. This is the missing page from the receiving log. Drunk, chest wound, cause of death, mauling. Collector pox, 3 comments paid, no possessions. Desiccated corpse, age of shell prevents identification. Collector Farod. Stripped, knife marks evident. Scarred shell, cause of death indeterminable. That's us! That's us! Scars don't appear to be cause of death. Collector Farod. Possessions logged. Fist irons, 13 commons. No journal. I'm from the Midwest, so it's Sig Y'all. Hello. Greetings. Does not respond. She ascends, too intent on the body in front of her. You suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives removing organs. What's wrong with your hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head, and addled looking too. There it is, yes, okay, Samurai's got it. From the original Planescape box set. Quote, "We can excuse the fact that you slaughtered 2 Yugloths before you realized where you were, outsider, but you pronounced the name of our fair city Sigil, not Sigil, and there can be no excuse for that." There it is. Thank you, Samurai. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of that and send that to my friend who insists it's Sigil. Tap the whoop and get her attention. Greetings. You. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Iveen. Go, go, go.
Updated
some
my
questions. She didn't hear me. I think the dusty chit might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? She thinks he's a zombie. I mean, it's fair. Look at him. Look at him. He could easily be mistaken for a zombie. Alright, embalming fluid. And what'd she say? Needle and thread? Number 506 has been stitched on the forehead. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches its skin looks like a street map. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms across its chest. A needle is attached to a thread sticking to the side of the skull. Alright, let's cut the stitches. You slice the thread neatly. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk-white skull, where the number 78 has been chiseled. Seems you got two different designations there, corpse. Interesting. I don't recall the significance of that. This corpse has stopped dead in its tracks. It looks as though some sort of tomb rot has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Okay. Push or help? Push or help? What do you think, guys? What do we do? Push or help? 1 or 2? 1 is push, 2 is help. What are we doing? No? Nobody? There we go. Okay, help. Help the corpse. Okay. 1 for help. No other responses. Help the corpse balance. Help the homie. Yeah, alright. Alright. Wait, is that the beef? Whatever. Help the corpse. You reach over the corpse's left arm to help steady it. However, the corpse suddenly sways to the right, and you end up tugging it. Chief, you might not want to... There's a crack from the left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. Ugh. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed. And even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, it falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice its left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall and doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that spread through the rest of the body. Okay, so, check it out. We have a weapon now. It's a club. If you needed to, you could either use it to shake someone's hand from a distance, or to bash their skull in. Lovely. Yeah, great loot. Superb loot. I'm gonna turn run on. This is gonna get tedious. Do. So, oh, it's him! I found it! Huh? What? You're not a zombie? Who are you?
Updated my journal.
Who are you? What you want? What you want? Oh, yeah. I'm asking you, zombie. Tell me who you are, or I'll make that disguise a reality. And now you can beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker. Hell yeah! What you do here? You spy on Dusties? I'm not a spy. I got sealed in by accident. Can you help me out? Why should I help you? Maybe we could help each other. What do you want in return? Get a key. Want iron key to embalming room. Okay, where is this key? Dusty Chit has it. Yellow eyes, blades on fingers. Oh, he's talking about, Iveen.
Updated my journal.
Yeah, God, don't say nothing about me or I'll gut you in your sleep. I'll get your damn key, but you best watch your threats, you hear me? Hold on, can we talk to him again? I had some questions. How did you get to look like that? Me good at disguise. Wear lots of embalming fluid, make good zombie. Okay. Dusty's stupid. Yeah, they're the stupid ones, alright. Can you disguise me as a zombie? Need a jar of embalming fluid and some needle and thread. Alright, zombie disguise, let's do it. It's a great way not to get noticed. There's some embalming fluid. Perfect. Alright, let's loot the rest of this room first. And the bash open.
Forced it.
Ooh. Ancient copper earring. A series of strained grooves on the inside. Evenly spaced. Mind you of small fangs. Okay. I don't remember that. Alright. Zombie disguise. Let's go. Disguise me as a zombie. Here you go. I can't believe you're going to go through with this. How barmy are you? Pretty barmy, I suppose. Zombie liberally applies the embalming fluid and stitches up several of your scars. Finishes off by stitching up your lips. Thanks. Can you make the stitches on his lips any tighter? Stow it, Mort! Careful. Talk, pull stitches out, ruin disguise. Zombie, no talk. You got to talk, talk slow, careful. I understand.
Updated my journal.
Disguise won't last long. Probably not enough less outside, and no running. Just make sure always run is off. Alright, so now we're gonna shamble around like a zombie for a bit. Let's go upstairs. Just shambling along. He's really committed to the shambling. Yeah, he is. Skeleton, according to the number of chisels below its brow. Some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish-brown stone. I have to ask, why the smock? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. Wonder this gray beard of mine if I borrowed his body. Don't think he's in any position to object. Nah, I need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you're a sack full of laughs. Besides, you're one to talk, Burke. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah? At least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how you managed it without lungs. Let me tell you, Mort, there's nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through your lungs. It's great to have a body. I'll have you know that helping you escape the preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. Should let you rot. Some more, that is. Alright, let's see if we can find a key. Shamble, shamble. Ooh, needle and thread. Alright, some more bandages. Locked. Ooh, clot charm. That's a healing item. Bombing charm. Ah, okay, that's what these are. Spare embalming charms. Strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot, and helping seal minor tears in the skin. Ooh! Plus 2 to 8 temporary hit points, and a temporary bonus of plus 1 AC for a half hour. Cool. That'll come in handy. I can use it if it's on the wrist. No, I can't. That's interesting. Piece of junk. Okay, Mort, you go ahead, because you're faster. Locked. Doing anything later?
You don't need an identify spell to know what she wants.
Okay, key? Ah, sanctum key, there it is. Okay, that's what we needed. So now that we've got that, I don't think there's anything else we need up here. Another corpse with a second designation. Examine carefully. Its yellow bones are smeared with plaster and several layers of foul-smelling glues. The bolts are about to fall out. Well there, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellows, you know? Oh, okay. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest, and its fingers hook into its ribcage. Mimic the gesture. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to its sides. The leather cords securing the torso snap, and the ribcage folds outward like a pair of double doors. To your surprise, your hand vanishes as you reach inside the ribcage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. Your hand bumps against an invisible object about the size of a fist. Yoink! The skeleton suddenly disintegrates. The iron bolts securing its joints clatter to the floor. Looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. As you place your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a hiss, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. Alright. How odd. How odd indeed. We found what killed him. I'm not so sure about that. Okay, we don't need this disguise anymore, so disguise removed. Now we're running. Let's go. CSI Sigil, yep. Let's go talk to Iveen. Study the motions of her hands.
Updated my journal.
You feel a prickling along your scalp, and suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring, until you're standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. You have placed something inside that may prove useful if you come this way again. Keep these things safe and wait for my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides. Ah, that was the corpse. That was the skeleton. Find thread, embalming fluid.
Updated my journal.
Snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around over talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons across your arms and chest. It's not that I'm not flattered, but looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together, or stow it, Mort. Who write on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. This one in bad shape, many scars, no preserves. Hooks into the thread, and lightning-like jabs another talon into the skin near your scars. Alright, so gonna start stitching them up.
My journal.
The sensation is curiously painless. Strangely enough, it makes you feel better. It's maybe the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. Wait a minute. Make a motion of a key turning with your hand. Leans forward, looks at your hand motion, then sniffs. Flicks it to your hand. Bring back when done.
Updated my
All right.
journal.
Bombing room key. Alright, we got the guy's stupid key. Here's the key. Good. How do I get out of
Updated
here?
my journal.
Escape through portals. Portals everywhere. Go to Arch on first floor, northwest room. When you have key, go to Arch, jump to secret crypt, and escape from there. Crooked finger bone.
Updated my journal.
Must be around somewhere. Work in storage rooms on upper floor. Alright. Well, let's go downstairs first. Ooh, skellies. Wonder where the skeleton came from. You weren't aware they made humans in this size. How about this skeleton, Mort? Will it do as a body? Mort grins. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this'll do. I don't know, this thing looks like more than you can handle. And what in Beto did you ask me if I want it for, then? Practicing your cruelty skills? After all I've done for you. Alright. Let me just pry the head off this thing. Suddenly stop. Your eyes are drawn to the skeleton armor. Something about the symbols makes you pause. Intricate bronze armor is riveted to its ribcage. As you study the frame, you notice the iron bolts set into the shoulder, elbow, Massive thick leather cords and knotted ropes run along the lengths of arms and legs that resemble muscles. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly, and the symbols engraved seem to flow in the firelight. Almost unconsciously, you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbols cease shifting and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. These runes are some sort of warding enchantment. You study the patterns of runes as they weave their way across the breastplate. The runes are a lesser armoring enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings make you suspect greater necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. Can we dispel them? You suspect that marring the rune pattern along the breastplate could unravel the enchantments, but it looks difficult. The pattern is complicated, and scratching the wrong portion could cause the skeleton to animate. Armoring the necromantic, the warding, or... Oh, I remember this. Yeah, okay. Start with the warding enchantment. Work backwards. Right. Work is difficult. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of its enchantments. It collapses to the floor. Damn pile of bones! No one responds to the sound. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but you discover a piece of the breastplate with a majority of the broken enchantments engraved on it.
I feel stronger.
Hey, level up. Ta-da! Wisdom. We're gonna pump wisdom until we get to 21, and then we'll start working on the other ones. Rune of Lesser Warding invokes armor. Hey, another one. Let's do it again. Let's get some free XP. Alright, dispel the enchantments. Work backwards. Ah.
Looks like my skills have increased.
This time we got Rune of Lesser... Oh, it's the same one. Still useful. Ooh. An axe. Axes are cool. Right? It's a much more feasible weapon than an arm. Although I guess we are now disarmed. Ha 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 ha. Dispel. This one has greater warding. Ooh, shield. That's cool. And last one. Probably also shield? Yeah. Shielding. Alright. So those function like scrolls, which as a fighter can't really make use of. But hey, maybe that'll change. Oh, what's this? The music changed. Who's this? A strikingly beautiful ghost born before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. Greetings?
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
Yes, that is Jennifer Hale. My love, do I know you? How can it be that the thieves of mine continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? Think. The name Dianara must evoke some memory within you. Do we lie? Should we lie or should we just like, nope, sorry. Can Mort use the bodies? No, he can't. I don't know if they planned for it at one point and just never took the dialogue out, but no, he's a skull for the whole game. 3, okay. last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You are one both blessed and cursed, my love, and you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? Yep. Yeah, I do. Yep, wondering why at this exact moment, in fact. What else can you tell me? I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believe that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? I cannot. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. You lift your hand up, and you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and giving strength to your bones.
Gained an ability.
And you know Dianara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies and intrigues you. Look at that. So now we can cast Raise Dead 3 times per day.
Updated my journal.
Who are you? Oh no, we did that already. Yeah. Where am I? You are here, my love, as in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. The barrier I feel you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. Okay. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you're about to ask Dianara the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you if you tell her you are looking for an escape route, she may feel you are abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. Dianara, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak to you again. In danger? Of course, my love. I will aid you any way I can. Perhaps there is a way. I sense this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. We know about portals. Key. Keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. Alright. Nothing now. Though I shall return. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love. And what you have lost, I have retained. Dianara, you know where I can go to get a pack of smokes? Yeah, perfect. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. And what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and what? What do you see? I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples to the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Yeah? Should we learn, or should we let the future reveal itself? What do we do here? The choice of Paul Muad'Dib. You can even see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well played, well played. Alright, let's take a peek at the future. First, I require a promise. Promise me you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. This one is at the very top. This comes a little too easily, doesn't it? That's the first choice. That is the first choice. What do you guys getting the sense that the nameless one wasn't always that nice of a person? I don't know. Should we make the vow? Should we refuse? Should we lie? Or should we go with what seems easiest? What do you guys think? Vow, evade, refuse, or dodge? Four. Yeah, samurai, yeah. Reject the call to adventure. Five. Seems like a safe choice. I missed the question. Yeah, so Dianara is going to see the future, but she wants us to promise you will return, or that you will find some means to save me or to join me. That's what she wants. Thinking 6. Okay. Pharos, the only honest man in chat. 1. Night Owl, the manipulator. Okay. Well, let's do this one because I happen to know it's an interesting interaction. I find it hard to believe a woman I once loved would blackmail promises from me with the promise of revelations. Have you no faith in me, Dianara? Dianara looks taken aback, then her tone changes. I do not mean to extract a vow from you, my love. It is just, I have waited for you so long to join me beyond... If you do not mean to extract a vow from me, Dianara, then do not do so. Now tell me your visions. We will speak no more of vows and promises. I break! Thank you, sir. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How long is the eye break supposed to be? Is it 10 seconds or is it 30 seconds? I don't know, because I can't look at chat, so I'll have to assume it's... I'll assume it's like 15, and I'll look back at chat. Water break. Excellent timing. Unfortunately, now my water receptacle is empty. Very well, my love. Okay, here we go. Ready?
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains.
There's that rule of 3s again. That's gonna be a theme.
You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive.
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Are we a lich? Not exactly, Pharos. Not exactly. A lich has a phylactery. And the lich always builds a new body for itself near its phylactery. Or around it, usually. Not always. In this case, I saw no evidence of a phylactery. Die while I still can.
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose than successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. How long has this been going on? I do not know, except it has gone on long enough. Alright, farewell, Dianara.
I shall wait for you in Death's halls, my love.
You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Eh? Spirit? The specter I was talking to. The woman. You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? What does she look like? She was right on top of the beer. Didn't you see her? No. You just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone addled on me again. No, I'm fine. Let's move on. Okay, so... we gotta find that portal key. You there, hold! Uh-oh. You, state your business. Seem to have gotten turned around in these halls. Are there any guides who can direct visitors? There are guides who can direct you in the antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Okay, thanks! Thanks, buddy. I will go and speak to the guide. And by go and speak to the guide, I mean go upstairs. She didn't even say your name, yeah. I wonder if she even knows it.
Chief, if I don't come back, it's 'cause I'm gonna be dying the little death with that zombie chit.
Jesus. Okay, avoid Dustman. Where the hell am I gonna find a finger bone? Maybe in here.
I want to be buried with her.
Examine the fanged circle. Looks like it was branded on the forehead long before it died. I wonder if the space between the fangs matched the grooves in this copper earring.
Updated my journal.
How do I... Would it have to have it equipped? Okay, what does the journal say? Oh, that's the wrong. Duh. Maybe if I use it... No, can I not use it? Maybe if I use... Ah! Insert your fingernail to the notch that matches where the triangle is pointing on the zombie's forehead. The top of the earring snaps open. There's a secret compartment. Oh, whatever was hidden is now gone. Okay. Dustman request. Oh, this is about the skeleton that wanders. No, we don't need this log page. Let's get rid of these. Ah, pry bar. That'll come in handy. Hey, check this out. Remove the bolts. Nothing useful, though.
Forced it.
charms, some copper. No finger bone. Maybe. Wasn't there a locked chest? No, we opened that. Let me go check it again. Oh, shit. Are you lost? No. You're not lost? What's your business here? I'm here to see someone. Who are you here to see? Adon. Does he still work here, or... That name is not familiar to me. Check with one of the guides at the gate. He may be able to direct you. Okay, that's great. Yeah, just, I'm gonna go find my totally real friend, Adon, who I didn't just make up on the spot.
Forced it.
Ah! No, that's just a bone charm. Maybe here? No. Here? No. Here? No. Here? No. A piece of parchment in the skull. It's a messenger skeleton. Parchment says, "This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another one." The locks and become stuck due to the heat. Unreadable signature. Let's drop that. Did I already check these? I did check. Oh, I didn't check that one. No, that's my inventory. That couldn't be it. Could it? Maybe it is. Maybe that is it. Let's see. Let's see if we get a portal. Oh, there we go. We got it. Let's go. Oh, hello. Commons and a note. Maxis, if you're reading this, you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you your disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. Once you've secured your hiding place, have a new mission. Find out where Farad is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. Stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, initiate Emmerich, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farad's movements. Okay. Interesting.
This is it.
And... check it out. We're in a city on the inside of a ring. Floating in a void. Pretty cool. Well, where to now? Let's see what Mort has to say now.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Is there anything you can do besides chatter? Yeah, chatter is my best trait. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, that's good to hear. No, but seriously, Chief, I got a knack for chatter in just the right way. I can really bend an ear. You know what I'm saying. I got insults, backtalk, stuff that'll curl someone's ears into their skull, you know? That's one of my many talents. I call it my litany of curses. You see, sometimes I can really bend someone's ear with just the right comment. Of course, then I usually have to do a lot of running afterwards, but you get the idea.
Updated my journal.
Yeah, so he has a taunt ability. Litany of curses, very effective against mages. Alright. Tell me about Sigil. Sigil's a ring-shaped city that's squatting on top of an infinitely tall spire in what some claim to be in the center of the plains, of course. How it could be at the top of an infinitely tall spire, and how the city could even be at the center of the plains itself, raises some questions. Sigil's called the City of Doors, mostly because there's a lot of invisible doors that lead in and out of it. Just about any arch, door frame, barrel hoop, bookshelf, or open window might be a portal under the right conditions. It all depends if you have the key to open it. See, I guess the best way to explain it is, most portals are sleeping, right? You can walk right through them, by them, on top of them, and nothing would happen. Now, every portal has something that wakes it up. It could be a tune you hum to yourself, a look of week-old biopian bread, remember what your first kiss was like, and then, bam! Portal gets its juices flowing, you can jump through it to whatever's on the other side. Anywhere, Chief, literally. Any place you can think of, there's a portal there. That's why Sigil's so popular across the plains. How did you die, Mort? No idea, Chief. Kinda forgot when I died. Can't say I blame myself much, at least there was something waiting for me after I died, even if it is life as a floating skull. I mean, it could have been worse. What happened to your body? I don't know, alright? It's just gone. But I don't think I miss it. Just because I'm happy just the way I am. I don't need your half-wit judgments or snide remarks, alright? Okay, alright. What do you think we should do next? Well, here's how I see things. I think you should try and rid out this Farod wherever he's set up Kip. You wouldn't have had those directions tattooed on your back if you didn't have some inkling of what was up with you. One of the locals around here has to know where he is. Alright, let's start asking people. Hello. Nope, nothing to say to you. Greetings. Oh? What good fortune! We probably lost what we're looking for back at your kit, missus. Actually, I'm missing a journal. Never mind. Chief, can you sport me some jink? It's been a long time, it has. I'm not even gonna ask how you intend to accomplish that. That's twice the cost for the Mimir or any other degenerate. Mimir? Mimmer's a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. Alright, well, okay. Don't sweat it, Mort. From the looks of her, I'm probably saving you from dying twice. May a pox shivel your innards. You have the stinking fashion sense of a goatherd and you're twice as ugly.
New taunts, alright.
Greetings. Who are you? Pox. Mother and father named me, wishing a pox on the firstborn and the curse given came true. Do you know someone named Farod? Farod, collector. Big, name has weight, cast long shadow. Okay, where might I find him? In the hive. Can you be more specific? Not worth finding. Sharegrave hates him. Would Sharegrave know where Farod is?
Updated my journal.
Ah, okay. Sharegrave is in Ragpicker Square, many blocks west. Say that Pox sent you. Alright, thanks, Pox. Hey, Dusty's. Chanting. Okay. Just leave him be. Greetings. There's Room Cutter. No need to ask my leave to stand here. Actually, I wanted to know what this big spooky monolith was. It's a tombstone for the plains. Dusty scratched the names of the dead on this monument, and on the walls. Reading the new arrivals. Scratch the names of all the dead in this rock. Scratching the walls. The mourners that come to this place, they aren't mourning the dead, see? They're mourning the living. Why do they mourn the living? You got me, Cutter. Ever know anybody who came back after their name was put on there? You mean come back from death? Not a one. Okay. Chaos Men, huh? Who are these Chaos Men who attacked you? Oh, side quest? Should we go beat up some Chaos Men? That sounds fun. I wouldn't mind penning some men in the dead book for some coin. Copper earring in your purse if you pen 3 of those murdering sods in the dead book. Done. Go to the south gate, walk around the block. There's the Starved Dogs. Alright.
Updated my journal.
Greetings. Name. I don't know. No name. Can't help. Need to give a name if you want to see where it's died.
Updated my journal.
Give it a name when you're born. Give it back when you need it no more. Death of names. Death of names. Buried many names here. Tell me a name, I'll show its grave. Dianara. Eyes roll to the back of his head. Scanning the name, he points to the section of the wall. Buried. Chiseled into the black stone in tiny cramped writing is the name he requested. It is almost lost beneath the sea of names around it. Adon? Not dead yet. Not buried here. Okay. It's a Davos. Greetings. Symbols hover above its head. Oh, for power's sake, piking Davos. What's wrong? He's a Davos. They speak in rebuses, these annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him, if we want to. An annoying bunch. My bet, they can speak, they just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. Chant is their janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing, patching up Sigil according to her whims. They're worse than corpse flies. You can't swat them though, or the lady will get upset. Who's that? Would burying her name help her to rest? No, Dianara's name is already buried. Because she's dead. She runs the city. You'll know her if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground just like these guys. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice is run. Yeah, avoid the Lady of Pain. Try and strike up a conversation with the Davos. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. Alright, who are you? I am a Davos. What are you doing? Can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Davos' head. This one shows a metallic female mask with blades coming out of the side. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. Okay. Goodbye. Yeah, so, that symbol? Where is it? It's here somewhere. If I can just find it. There it is. That's it. That's the Lady of Pain. You do not want to cross her. Well, there's someone with a name.
I've never seen something so ugly I've not.
Yeah, screw you too.
Hike off.
Greetings. Who are you? Pike off, you clueless sod. Hey, easy. Just had some questions. Aye? And what is it you want? Tell me where I am. You're lost, but you're about to find trouble. Make yourself lost somewhere else, Blubber. I'm looking for someone named Farad. Know where I can find him? Aye, I might. I might say more if you sweeten the question, eh? Chink, 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 aye? Chink, chink. She means money. Aye? What the skull said. Hard coin. How much? How much is it to you to know, eh? Come on, I haven't got all day. How about 10? If your information's good enough, it could be more. Alright then. Look for them in the alley spiralward from the mortuary. That's to south and west of the mortuary, eh? Yeah, don't let any of our Irish viewers hear that. Okay, so her voice actor, actually Irish? Me? Not. Listen, you guys wanted voices, okay? Aye, pike off to whatever you came from then. Yeah, farewell to you too.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of them deaders. Maybe I can gun a Dusty.
Chief, what are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
Lots of named characters in here. Listen, you guys wanted me to do voices. She's not Scottish, she's Irish. Maybe she is Scottish, I don't know. Look, I can't tell the difference, okay? Fuck off. You guys wanted voices, so I did the voices. Great power and its mother. What crypt did you crawl out of? Well, the crypt was losing its charm, so now I'm looking for the right place to die. Know of anywhere? Not here unless you want to die of boredom. Look around. What do your eyes tell you? It's a bunch of fun-loving dustmen drinking happily and conversing merrily, celebrating life to its fullest. You got a clever tongue there, boy. Mayhap your tongue is cleverer than you are. That explains the scars. But it doesn't explain why a dustman is standing here ridiculing other dustmen. Care to answer that one? Are you afraid of dying? Of course I am. You don't sound like much of a dustman. I guess the dustman robe just don't fit me. So what happened? Life, I suppose. Alright. How old do you take me for, boy? Old. Well, you're wrong. I'm really old. Something about having your faction members circle around you, your deathbed, like a pack of pale-faced ghouls, nodding and agreeing that your suffering and dying is all for the best. Oh, Seer is so fortunate. She shall soon be relieved of the burden of my life. That's when it struck me. That there's something addled about not appreciating your life. The dustman keeps saying life is misery and suffering. Is it? That we should be happy to pass on to oblivion. Should we? Doesn't sound like you believe in the dustman philosophy anymore. I suppose. To be honest, don't know. Ah, okay. Should we reinforce Seer's dustman faith, or should we be like, nah? So these two options are, no, you should keep with the faith. And this one is more like, doesn't sound like you really believe. So what do we think? Should we talk her out of being a dustman, or should we talk her back into it? Spread anarchy, it's good for you. Alright. Chew on it. Yeah, you should. You should a few handshakes of death yourself. Yeah, well, I woke up in the mortuary. I think they mistook me for a corpse. Strange thing is, I think I had actually died. I rattled in my coffin. It's true. It's true. Why does this happen? All I know is I woke up in the mortuary with no memory. Enough wounds to kill me 3 times over. Any idea why this happens? Nay, not a one. I didn't crawl out of a crypt. Didn't crawl out of a coffin either. Alright, boy, what sarcophagus did you crawl out of? Alright. You sound like you have a lot in common then. Oh. Okay. Farad. Ragpicker Square. Yeah, okay, that tracks. Greetings. Is this the guy? You're troubled. A mausoleum awakes, the dead walk, the dead disturbed. Find out what disturbs the undead. Copper coins will I pay. Side quest.
Updated my journal.
Side quest, side quest, side quest. He said something about wanting to die. Do you want to die? No? Do you? Yes. Why do you want to live? I want to find out who I am. Do you want to die? Yes. Spread chaos, right? That's what you said? Then why haven't you killed yourself already? I've been looking for the means to end my life. Will you kill me? Oh, I don't know, should we? I thought this was a different conversation. I don't know, what do you guys think? 2. Alright, Brasscog wants to just murk this guy. Four. Okay, one to murk him and one to call him a coward. Yeah. Not a matter of conviction. So what is it about living that drives you to hate it? This existence is a mockery of life. Would anyone want to wish to remain this fallacy that feeds on pain and hatred? That's a bleak outlook. There's a lot more to life than pain and hatred. This is living. This existence is a mockery of life. Death is silent, comforting. Oh, this is the conversation I thought it was. Trust me, it's not. And what do you know? I don't know. I've yet to see what lies beyond death and remember it. If I die again, perhaps I could speak of it. Yeah, you lie. No man can die more than once, not without being resurrected by magics. Would you like to see? What do you mean? Surely you can't. Take your hands, twist your neck. Convinced? Your vision slowly returns. Your death felt different this time. You see awaiting death standing above you. He looks horrified and fascinated. Looking at the other bar patron. They don't appear to have noticed or have mistaken you for a drunk. Convinced? Are you one of the walking dead? No. Then what are you? I don't know. But I die, and am reborn. Yet, you still think? You still feel? Oh, this is interesting. There's a hollowness. Something is missing and it eats at you. Never leaves you at peace. To be dead, and still think and feel, will misery never leave a body be? Even in death there is no release. Perhaps you should not be so quick to abandon this life before knowing what the next life holds for you. Your words carry weight, sir. That's all I ask. Live, grow old, and learn. Let's see if we can pick up another side quest or two. Hello. I have questions. He has nothing to say. Okay. Hey, it's Emmerich. That's the guy who was mentioned. Greetings. Did the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. I'm searching for a man named Farad. I would know why you seek the collector Farad. He stole something from me. Why do you want to know my business with Farad? Collector Farrell has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies are from. Look, whatever between you is your business. Just want to know where he is. Actually, perhaps I could find out where the bodies are from. Oh no, tell me about them. You're gonna destroy the whole Dustman religion with psychiatry and parlor tricks. Damn right I am. Some are recent dead, they still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. One must ask where they are from. Perhaps I could find out. How would you do such a thing? I would track him down. Alright, I'll find him. And find where. Okay. Now. Yeah, okay, there it is. You, stranger, speak with me a moment. Greetings. Hail Lament, you look like one who's just getting their sigil legs about them. Pardon me. Have we met before? Your face seems familiar. No, don't recall you. Maybe I was mistaken. Do you seek the contract? Ooh, a simple transaction. I give you 50 commons in return after death. The Dustman faction may claim your remains. What use will you have for them at that point anyway? What does it matter? Is it no consequence if you pass on? It matters to me. You must know, oft times nothing is done with the body, and it is we, the Dustmen, who have wasted all the money. More fools us. But rarely, there are times when the workers in the mortuary need to be replaced, and then we may have need for your body. You mean I'll be animated as a corpse and put to work in the mortuary? Ah, but no harm is done, no pain. There is no danger. In exchange for money you can spend in this life, you merely have to give us something you will have no need of anyway once you've died. I've signed the contract myself, if you must know. Should we sign? Should we sign the contract? Get some chink chink? Couple of coppers? Or no? Let's not. Let's not sign the contract. I prefer to rest in peace for a number of reasons. Oh, but I can help. Okay. Get the jink from your enemies. He doesn't need your body. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the post. I thought I was in bad shape. Don't all those nails hurt? Examine the corpse. Examine the graffiti notices. Look at the post for Office of Vermin and Disease Control. To those hive citizens wishing gainful employ with the most honorable and generous sigil government, inquire forthwith at Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid. Copper given for each rat tail brought. Tails must be genuine and from rat only. No cat, dog, or fiend tail accepted. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate and Lower Hive. Ask for official inspector in charge, the respected Phineas T. Lort, the 39th. Okay. Examine bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust Bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read as the words Smoldering Corpse Bar have been scrawled in charcoal over the bill. Smoldering Corpse Bar. The zombie jerks its left arm upward and points to the southwest. Reminds me of a job I once had. Well, maybe without the arms. I wonder if this would work with the other notices. Public notice. By the order of the Judiciary Council, in accordance with the citizenry of Sigil, let it be known those defacing a registered servant of the Dustman, either by graffiti, malicious attack, or by posting notices, will constitute felonious assault. And the perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant, by order of the Hall of Speakers. Wanted. Able-bodied persons willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance to the Dustman cause will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Inquire within, initiate Narochi, Gathering Dust Bar. Gathering Dust Bar points to the west building before you. Graffiti. glorifying local gangs. Someone has carved the name Farod on the corpse's left arm and slashed an X across it. Farod?
Updated my journal.
The zombie jerks its arm upward and points far to the west and downward. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side. Huh. Alright, let's, should we go do that? Oh, hello. Ragged woman. Her hair is disheveled. Burns cover her arms. Ugh.
Updated my journal.
What is it? What is it you'd wanted me? You want me to leave? Not leaving the city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried. It's not a city. It's a prison everywhere. Huh? There's worlds. There's plains that be sinking sands. Fields and thirsty nettles be sightless worlds where limbs you're given life and hate. Cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash. The house without doors. The twilight lands. The singing winds. And shadows. The terrible shadows there be. Where's them places? They're all here. Doors here to everywhere. You're not knowing this? I tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames, the open mouth of a statue, the space between shelves. Beware any space bounded on all sides. All these are doors. Huh? Every door has a key, and with this key they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal, a picture becomes a portal, a window becomes a portal, all eager to take you someplace else. And sometimes what's on the other side takes a part of you as a tithe. Key is anything, and we know this already.
Updated my journal.
Dude never came down from his last acid trip. No. Her teeth start chattering as she clenches her mouth. Yes, can't leave.
Updated my journal.
Break on through to the other side. No, not those doors. From game replace else from here almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with two dead trees that had fallen together. Brilliant door opened in the space between the crossed trees, showed me the city on the other side. I stepped through and ended up here. Why can't you go back? Tried. All doors lead to other places. Went through thrice 10 portals, some a purpose, some accident, none of them right. Can't find a way back. Can't even leave here. The square and the place of death beyond the gates awaits for me. Can't go anywhere. What do you mean you can't go anywhere? Anything could be a door. Oh gee, you're afraid to go through any door or arch because it might be a portal? She nods. How long have you been afraid of this? Since my 10th turning. My 10th turning now. 30 years. You haven't walked through any door for 30 years. How mad are you, woman? You must be a fool not to walk through anything that might be a... Her teeth aren't chattering because she's cold. They're moving around inside her mouth. Her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. Huh? Only takes one portal you steps through accident. Drive the fear into you. Alright, well, if I can find some means to help you...
Updated my
I
journal.
will. Alright, let's, well, we got a couple of ways we can go here. Farod's to the west, so we could either go that way, to the northwest portion of the hive, or we could go this way, to the Alley of Dangerous Angles, where that charming tiefling girl said we should go.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Are there thugs down here? So yeah, two choices.
I know dadders today said walking once looks
That's about the 2-hour mark. So why don't we make a new save? Save there. And why don't we come back to this next week? Figure out how to find this Farod fellow, see if we can't find out what's going on. Alright, thanks everybody. That's been Torment Tuesday. One of my very favorite games. Happy to share it with you. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see y'all next time.